I had to talk myself out of this one. I saw this and I was like, I want it. Buckle your seats up and put away your wallets because there's gonna be a lot of it and they're gonna try to take our money. Whatever, like, we're gonna be tired of powders by the end of this year. I gotta try it. That's just my opinion. All right, so I have 10 items that I wanted to talk about in today's video. 10 items that we do not need. All right, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'm here to help you revive your love for beauty while also being aware of how it affects our wallets and the world around us. These videos is not me just hating on every single product. It's a video for me to talk through all of the newest releases, and I also like to share a little bit of perspective for those of you who are on a low buy, no buy, and want to be de-influenced. I like these videos because they give you a little bit of a break from all of the influencing videos. I still share products on my channels that I like, but every once in a while I like to have this little moment where I'm just not liking every product I talk about. And if I've tried the product, I give you a little bit of a mini review in case it was something you were interested in buying. It's kind of like an all-in-one video, right? Like everything that you like about content kind of all put together. We're only halfway through January, not even halfway through January, and I'm overwhelmed with launches. I just haven't been keeping up with the new makeup. I'm like, don't care anymore. Also, I've been really into Asian beauty brands, like really diving deep into those products, researching those products, getting to know different brands. So anything that's launching in the US in terms of Sephora and Ulta, way over my head. But I did do a little scroll on Trendmood the other day and screenshotted some things that I want to talk about. Some good, some really bad, and hopefully I can talk myself out of it. Let's start with the first launch that I almost ran to hit add to cart and buy. The Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealers. Lisa Eldridge is doing something with her brand that I really like. I can't really pinpoint, here I go with the bad jokes. I can't really pinpoint what I love about her brand. I think it's because it feels very luxurious, but timeless and simple, and she is doing things that are just slightly different, right? Like every brand has lipsticks, but her lipsticks are velvet lipsticks, and the quality of her products are really beautiful. And these pinpoint concealers tug at my heart, okay? They tug at my heart. And I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it, but I did have to reason with myself. This is on my wish list. This is like sitting in my cart, and I'm doing everything I can to not buy it right now. But I do want to kind of talk through my reasoning on how I try to, in the best way that I can, convince myself out of buying something that probably is just not necessary. First of all, I'm overwhelmed with concealers. I've mentioned this a couple of times. Last year, I did a video just like trying a bunch of concealers. That video was not worth it. And now I'm still dealing with the aftermath of these concealers. And the thing about concealers is, no, they're not all the same technically, but for the most part, none of the concealers that I bought stand out to me in a way that makes me feel obsessed with it, right? The only concealer that has really stood the test of time for me was the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. Other concealers are good, but like nothing that I feel like this is it, this is the one. And so this pinpoint concealer, I'm sure it's probably going to be the same thing. Now, what I like about it is the fact that it's a pinpoint concealer and it's in a pencil. You can sharpen it. You'll probably use it up quicker than a regular concealer, or maybe because you're only doing small marks, it'll last a little bit longer. It's supposed to be long wearing, really potent kind of formulation, so it's great for spot concealing. Oh no, I'm convincing myself that I want it now. Wait, rewind. Okay, let's think about this. You can create a pinpoint concealer from the concealers you already have. If you have a full coverage concealer, just put a little dot, dab it, boom, that's a pinpoint concealer. You don't need a special pencil pinpoint concealer. So overall, is this a practical purchase that's necessary compared to what I own? No. If I bought this, it would be out of the sake of just want rather than need. I can wait longer to buy this product. At least, you know what it's gonna be? If I finish one concealer, then I can buy this concealer. That's the trick, that's it. Because I do really like the idea of this. With everything that I own, it's too much. And I don't think the concealer is enticing enough to even review at this point because concealers are concealers, and the only difference with this concealer is that it's in a different form, but it's gonna do the same thing. Another exciting product that I really have to talk myself out of. It is the new MAC Cosmetics launch, their nude collection. I think some of these shades are actually relaunches from decades ago, potentially, like maybe new variations. They're very cool toned nudes, which I think is what's going to be trending in 2025. I filmed my 2025 predictions before this, and this is a perfect example of what we're going to see more of. I think a lot of cool tone lipsticks, cool tone eyeshadow, cool tone blush, nudes. Nudes. That is the color of the year, like to an extreme, and not like super warm tone, but maybe more neutral to the cool side of things. And these lipsticks look gorgeous, but the thing is, I do not like MAC lipstick bullets. I don't like the packaging, and I've really just been wanting to curate my makeup collection to just be functional, but also products that are aesthetically pleasing in packaging. And when I do that, it always prevents me from buying certain things, and this lipstick is one of them. I also have a lot of lip combinations I like already that could fulfill that nude fantasy, and this is more of a cream formula, I believe. So cream, maybe satin formula, and then they do have their powder kiss lip creams, but it's not enticing enough for me. I think I like it from afar and I appreciate the shades, but if I'm gonna buy a new lipstick, it's gonna be in gorgeous luxe packaging. I am foreshadowing a purchase I already made, but I'll talk about that another day. This launch definitely fulfills like a missing piece in the market in terms of lipstick shades, and if you are into that, go for it, girl. But if you have a lot of lipsticks already, especially similar lipsticks, skip, swipe right, swipe left. Then we have a very, very luxurious launch, which doesn't Dior already have this? It's the Dior powder bronzer. Give me a second, hold on. Okay, so I don't know if this product is the same as what's already launched in the US, which Dior has their natural powder bronzer in the US in more of a kind of cream packaging with the stitch design, but apparently they're launching this product in Europe, which has the brown kind of leather packaging, and it's also a long-wear tan effect powder bronzer. So I don't know if maybe this is Europe's version of the powder bronzer from Dior. What I can tell you though is that the US version, I did not like it. I tried this a couple of years ago. I bought it thinking it would be like the bronzer for me because the packaging is stunning, but 4 shades of bronzer, first of all. Second of all, it was one of those formulas that got hard pan, and for $50, it's a no for me. If you get hard pan for $50, it's a no for me. So it was not worth it, and I returned it. Also, it was very minimal pigment. So if this bronzer is supposed to be anything like the US version, heck no, not buying that. If it's different and an improved formula, then it could have some potential, but for me, it's a no. Also, I am over all of the powder bronzers I own right now. I have too many powder bronzers and cream bronzers. I'm on like a powder bronzer, cream bronzer no buy right now because I just don't need it or even want it. They do the same thing. They have the same color. I don't want another powder bronzer, no matter how beautiful the packaging is. And if I were to like choose like a new powder bronzer, I would choose the YSL over this one because I know the YSL formula is a little bit softer and more powdery. Thank you. Next. Ooh, we have a new launch from Hailey Bieber. Now, there's really not a lot of details on this launch. It's more of a sneak peek. Apparently, she's giving us a tease of her next lip product, a double-ended lip liner. Wait, I thought it was just going to be like a chubby lip liner, but now I realize it's double-ended? Wait. This is very much giving Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealer. I just like a multi-use product. I really do. And the double end, there's like a thinner end for lining. Then there's the thicker end that could potentially be for like a lip color. The color she's using, it looks like you could put it on your cheeks. I don't think I'm gonna buy this. But then again, I didn't think I was gonna buy the Rhode cream blushes. I will consider this once I see like actual color launches and swatches of the product to see what shades is available. Because do I need a new lip liner? No, I don't have like too many lip liners, so it wouldn't be terrible if I bought another one, but I'm very picky with the lip liner shades that I own. There has to be a shade that's enticing me enough to want to buy this product. Then we have yet another launch from Mr. Makeup by Mario. It is his new Hydrating Super Shine Gloss. Looking at the swatches, they all look the same on the lips with slightly different undertones. Very much looks high shine, very much looks glossy, clumpy, and hydrating. So the campaign images do entice me, but one thing that is permanent on my rule book of purchases is no clear lip glosses. If they all are sheer to the point that they look similar, I'm just not allowed to buy them. And this lip gloss looks like that to me. The thing with Makeup by Mario is I'm not really like in love with his branding, in love with his style aesthetic. He creates a lot of like high performing practical makeup, which is nice. That's why I bought his powder and I'm curious about his setting spray. But when it comes to other product launches, unless people review it as a very high performing product and it's better performing than other brands, I'm not really interested enough to buy from Makeup by Mario. And this gloss is an example. I'm sure it's beautiful. The gloss looks really shiny. It looks like something that's going to be hydrating but not sticky on the lips. All in the same breath. It's very sheer. And I just don't need another sheer gloss.
Okay, so looking back at the photos, I take back what I said just slightly. I'm still not interested in buying it, but as I look closer at the swatches, the shades are slightly more pigmented and also different enough to differentiate between each one. With that being said, for the select shades that I do like, I already have something like it. And I just can't imagine the formula being any more special than what I already own.
Okay, then we have the Colourpop New Moon eyeshadow palette. And you know what? I was gonna crap on this. And what's the phrase? Read this to filth. Is that the phrase? I don't know what the phrase is, but I was going to ridicule every part of this launch. But then I looked a little closely and I kind of like it. I think it's just launched at the wrong time. So the colors are giving me fall, autumn, warm tone, which is the opposite of what's trending right now, which I don't hate because I'm a warm tone girl, so I love seeing warm tones. But it's launched in the middle of January when it looks like a palette that should have been launched at least in August, September, October, latest November. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe they meant to launch it earlier, but for some reason they couldn't. So late is better than never. I'm not a Twilight fan. I just really like the packaging and the color story of this. I think Colourpop just kills it with their packaging every single time. I hope they're paying their graphic designer well because I would love to work with their graphic designer. They do such a good job. They make cheap products look so, not luxe, but just so high quality, especially in just cardboard packaging. Just the design of it always looks really well done. Do I want this palette? No, not at all. I don't really like red eyeshadow on me, so 2 of those eyeshadows are red. Would not use any of those. I think without the red, I would have liked the palette, but I'm also trying to step back from buying any more palettes, especially warm tone palettes, but I could admire it from afar. I also bought 2 Colourpop eyeshadow palettes last year, and I don't know, I think the formula feels a little different than I remember, specifically the shimmer formulas. I just think it's hilarious though that they're using like the old cast photos and they don't really look like that anymore. If I was Taylor Lautner and I saw like a young picture of myself on a makeup product, that's the face I'd make. It's like showing proof of identification with an ID that you took when you were 16 years old. Yeah. Scarring! Of course, we have Huda Beauty kicking off the year strong. She was trending in December with her Icy Nude palette, and now we have a new trending launch, which is the Ube birthday cake, which is like a lilac pink powder, and then also the same color in the blush. I had to talk myself out of this one. I still have to talk myself out of this one. The powders this year, I forgot to mention this in my trend prediction, but the powders this year are going to be out of control. Powders are going to be the it product, I predict, this year, because I just got sent some from a brand. Seeing this trending and then the next launch I'm going to talk about is a powder, we're going to be tired of powders by the end of this year. I don't really know what to say besides the fact that I really like Huda Beauty's brand and the shades that she chooses, because I think we're kind of in the same skin tone range. I think she's slightly lighter than me, but she is tan with darker hair, and a lot of the colors that she comes out with seems to be very flattering for my skin tone. I also love her color corrector. I think she makes a lot of products that are flattering on brown skin tone, and that's why I'm always intrigued with what she launches because of that. For purple powder, I have been intrigued by purple powder. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a powder girly, but especially the purple blush is what I have my sights on. Do I need another powder? No. Am I gonna buy this purple powder? I think I'm talking myself out of the purple powder because I made this mistake before where I bought the one size powder. I bought it in both peachy yellow tone color and I bought it in the pink color because I wasn't sure which one I would prefer, but they ended up giving me the same exact results, and so now I have basically two of the same powders, which I did not need. And this purple one looks a little bit more potent, but I just do not want to make that same mistake again. Am I curious about it? Yeah. But do I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it? No. And I'm also hoping maybe she launches it in a mini, because then maybe I'll just get the mini, or at least I'll like play with it in store first before I commit to buying. I know deep in my core it's just gonna take up space. Now for the liquid blush, I really like the shade. I actually also have played with the formula in store and it seems like a very promising formula, and this shade looks like what I've been searching for, which is a purple blush that ends up looking more pink on my skin tone. But a lot of brands don't do purple blush in the way that I like. NYX had a purple blush, but it was way too deep for me. And then I've also tried the Rare Beauty one, which I think is okay, but it was more of like a hot pink. This purple looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a softer pink on my skin tone, which I'm very intrigued by. So I might just swatch this in store to kind of see if it's what I imagine it to be in person before buying it, but I'm very interested. These brands are really testing my mindful shopping skills because I took a deep breath when I saw this on Instagram. I had to like put my phone away because I saw this and I was like, I want it. Is it anything groundbreaking? No, but it's the About Face Curtain Call Loose Setting Powder. First of all, the shade, there's a very deep powder shade and a very light powder shade. Pink is also available. About Face is a brand to watch out for. They have really just good products, well-performing, unique shades. I like what they're doing at About Face. And so when I saw this powder, I was like, I gotta try. But no, we're not gonna. I feel like there's like an angel on one shoulder, a devil on the other shoulder. The angel's telling me, you don't need that. It's okay, you have so many powders you love. The devil's telling me, just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it right now because you want to try it. It's gonna be great. I can see myself buying this for the sake of review because I'm that excited about it. I also imagine a lot of people would be interested in this powder. About Face is also reasonably priced for the most part. A lot of people like their foundation, which I have yet to try. That's been on my wish list for months. I have yet to buy it. So maybe when I'm ready to buy the foundation, I'll buy the powder too. So I will give myself the purchase for the sake of review. When I'm gonna do that, it has to be the right time, but I will not buy it for the sake of just wanting it because I have enough powder. So let me know in the comments below if this is a product you're interested in. If I see enough requests for this product, then I will consider buying it. Like I predicted in my last video, this is going to be the year of long wear makeup. So powder and setting spray is going to be huge. I think I also saw the lipstick lesbians talk about how a lot of brands are going to be launching powders and setting sprays. So buckle your seats up and put away your wallets because there's gonna be a lot of it and they're gonna try to take our money. For example, Fenty Beauty is launching a mist makeup extending setting spray. Has she had a setting spray before? I think so, but it might have been discontinued, so maybe they redid it. I think the packaging on this is adorable. I'm very intrigued by the packaging. I hope the mister is also really nice. Fenty Beauty is also known for like their long wear makeup, so I can imagine this being good. But if I'm being real, I've rarely been impressed with Fenty Beauty products, which I'm always scared to say. I feel like people are gonna cancel me for this one, but a lot of the Fenty Beauty products I've tried, I've either ended up decluttering or it just kind of sits in my drawers because compared to all of the other products I own, I haven't really been obsessed with Fenty Beauty. I did hear though, their foundation, the soft lit foundation was really good, so I'm intrigued by the setting spray. There's a lot of setting sprays out there. Currently, I think the setting sprays that have been #1 for a year now is One Size in Charlotte Tilbury, so we'll see if the Fenty Beauty takes over. I am not gonna go out of my way to try this. I don't even feel intrigued enough to buy it for review. Again, let me know where your interest lies when it comes to the setting spray. I'm like half and half in, half out. I really would just want to kind of see how things play out on social before I make this purchase. I can't imagine it being any better than what's already out there because there's a lot of setting sprays out there already. Also keep in mind, before you get excited and buy products like this, a lot of these products are probably going to be permanent in the line, and I'm sure that over time minis will launch. So if you can wait a little bit, wait out for the reviews, wait out for people like me to try out the product, see if minis come out, you can always just end up buying the minis so that you don't have to fully commit. That's usually the common pattern, especially if something ends up becoming permanent for the brand. Last but not least, a product I have absolutely no interest in, and I simply just put it in this video to talk about my annoyance with it a little bit. It's the Urban Decay Face Bomb Luminizer and Blush. Just when we think that we're over these highlight products, we're not. And I think it's because brands, they see a trend happening and it takes, you know, a year, 2 years, 3 years before the product actually comes onto the market, and this is probably one of those products. I do like the Face Bound foundation. I also don't use face luminizers really at all. I've learned from my mistakes of buying and trying like luminous highlight products because I just don't use them. This Face Bond Luminizer looks very metallic. It's giving Tin Man. It's giving foil for me. So I'm definitely going to be passing on this. I just don't get the launch, and I don't feel like it's filling in a need in the space at this point. I think if they wanted to like extend the whole face bomb thing, imagine liquid blush in that packaging or liquid bronzer. What they are launching though is a powder blush. And you know what? Urban Decay doesn't have a lot of blushes or bronzers in their line. I'm like trying to think. They don't have bronzers. Have they ever? So the powder blush makes sense to fill the space in their line. But again, like I said, if they wanted to capitalize on the face bond theme, face bond, liquid blush, face bond, liquid bronzer. Liquid products are really trending right now. Why are we doing highlight and luminizer? But that is just my opinion though. So if you like it, I'm all here for it, especially if you're someone who uses liquid highlights and luminizers often. Just for me, and also compared to everything on the market that has launched, it just feels a little too late.
Really quick, I just wanted to jump in to talk about the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. If Selena had launched these around the same time she launched the liquid blushes, I think I would have snatched this up right away. I just personally love a liquid product. But as I mentioned, I already have so many bronzers, so I would only purchase this at the right time for review, but for my personal routine, I think I can wait.
I got a little sassy at the end there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hangry. I do need to eat dinner. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts and opinions on upcoming new makeup releases. If there's any launches I didn't cover, let's have a little discussion about it. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!